Absolutely. This is our first international chatting.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. It's a pleasure to be here.
Am I gonna be the first?
Yes.
Yeah, Marcelino,
All right. So
We're just
Vera,
waiting.
Cida after me.
okay. So here we go.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Let's
great
go.
having all of you for here today. So good evening, everyone. So we have a wonderful guest. This is Cida, who has lived for a long time in India. You know, so welcome, Cida. Feel free. Feel like at your home. All right. So thank you so
Yeah,
much for joining us.
it's my pleasure.
Hello, Cida. My name is Vera Beatriz. It's a pleasure having you here tonight. And I'm so proud that you are classmates. I'm so glad and I'm so excited to interview you this night. Thank you.
Oh, thank you guys for organizing this night. And I'm happy to be here. And I hope I can help you all with my experience. And in some way we can together develop our English and learn from each other. So thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Welcome.
Welcome. Cida, my name is Stephanie. Nice to meet you. And we all would like to know if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you are from, your age, something about your family, your origins, something like that, please.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Cida, Maria Aparecida. I'm 44 years old. I'm from Bahia, Paulo Afonso. I was born here, but I lived most of the time in other places. So I first moved to Salvador when I was 5 years old, and I lived there 11 years. Then we came back to Bahia, and we moved to another place here nearby. Well, after I went to live in Recife, I lived there for 9 years. I joined this NGO. It's a Christian organization where I worked for 20 years. So there I get some graduation and specialization in some areas, especially with street kids and poverty and traffic, woman traffic, things like that. So as a social worker. Let me see. And after a while I moved to India. Before that, I got married, and my first child born in Recife, and my second child, he born in India. He was born there. So I worked in India for 11 years, as you guys know. And there was a place where I learned English. When I went there, I didn't know anything. I barely could say what's your name and my name is Cida or how are you? That's all. But I went to an English institute where I had a British teacher, and I studied English there for almost 2 years in this two institute. It's another thing I can tell about my experience. Yeah, so most of my life I lived moving here and there, other place, other cities, a small city as well. Then 3 years ago, exactly at this time, I moved back to Brazil as I have a big change in my life. And now I am doing this this course. I was thinking to make useful the English I have been learning. And I work here as a teacher, as English teacher for a while. I was a teacher before, not teaching English, but yeah, so that's it. I'm starting over again in Brazil with my two kids, and it's been an interesting journey. It's a new
Great.
life.
Wow, that's totally awesome.
Yeah, it's a little bit about me.
So I wanted to ask you some questions. So I know
Yeah,
that it's totally awesome, because you had a wonderful experience living in India. So I know that you've
yeah,
learned many things about that. And I know that you have studied over there as well. And let me ask you a question. Did you
yeah.
always know you wanted to study abroad?
Yes, I needed to.
So how was your experience over there about that?
See, the way I went to India not with the idea or my objective wasn't to learn English at first, but I had to because English is the language to communicate there, one of them, but the most important. So I got a visa, a student visa in an English institute with some Brazilians and the teachers were Indians. So when I first arrived there, I knew I was going to study and I was prepared for that. And the first 2 years, our goal was to learn English and to learn about the culture. It was the two first important steps. So as I was with some Brazilians, it was helpful at the beginning, not in the class. I was thinking this past 2 Saturdays, the first class we had with our teacher, Italo, our tutor, we were talking about um, how should be the teaching, if we should speak in Portuguese or full English, and we had this kind of conversation, right? And
Right.
I was just thinking, my class was 100%. Hey, my class was
Yeah.
100% in English. So nobody's there knows Portuguese. So
Oh,
it was an Indian teacher with this accent that is really a
big.
challenge. But the reality is when we don't know the language, any accent will be a challenge. It doesn't matter if it's American, British, Australian, Indians. As I didn't know anything, any accent will not change it. It will be a challenge in the same way. So the first 6 months, I was in this Brazilian institute organized by Brazilians, but the teacher was an Indian. She was great. And the class was with some other two Brazilian challenge because it was 100% in English. And when I get home, I have to translate every single word because I
Oh,
wanted to be able to understand, but I was there like, what she say? What this meaning? And when it was 4 hours class, when I left and when I arrived home, my head was spinning. I was like, I couldn't stand to listening to the language, but I was in India or the language around will be English or some other language. But the most challenge, let me tell you, it was not, are you guys understanding what I'm speaking too fast?
No, it's good.
Yeah.
no,
No,
no, it's
It's
Okay,
perfect
totally
for me.
good.
It's
great.
perfect for me. Yes.
So the most challenge for me was not the teacher because she was only speaking in English, because when I arrived home, it will be more work to translate everything, but somehow I will learn more, and I was there for it. But the biggest challenge was when I leave the classroom, when I was my daily routine with the other Indians, because they speak very wrong. They don't have the grammar. Even though India is a country where English is the official foreign language, most of them, they don't learn English in school. There is a difference that I can explain later about how it works in India. So I learned something in the class and I was sure about that. And when I start to talk with them, they are saying different. They are speaking some broken English, some missing pieces here and there. So it makes me very confused because I was like, now what's right? But it should be like this. It should be like that. Am I crazy? Maybe I forgot. I had this kind of misunderstanding and it was hard to make me learn more fast because I had always to listening and pay attention so I will not learn in the wrong way. Because sometimes when I try to use the grammar in a correct way, they speak it somehow wrong. And sometimes to make myself understandable from them, I had to speak in the wrong way so they will be able to understand me. Not all of them, but especially the people that I was there to work with. Understood?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was a challenge, but I think that if I had a Brazilian teacher, I will not be able to learn very fast as I learned it because I didn't have other options. So it was a challenge. The some way it was hard, but it was a challenge and I was able to learn more fast.
Cida, I know that I've already asked you a question, but I'd like to ask you one more question over again.
Yeah.
When you got over there, this is a totally different country,
Yes.
that you used to live. So when you got over there, did you feel nervous? How did you feel when you got over there in India with different people, with different food?
Yeah.
How did you feel?
I waited 7 years to go to India. I'm Christian. I was a missionary for 20 years. So since I was like 12, 13 years old, I prepared myself to work in the missions. And I was a missionary here in Brazil before. So I had this call in my heart from God, the way I believe, that I had a mission to accomplish there. So I prepared myself 7 years to go there, to be there. And my heart was in India before my body. So when I arrived in India, I have these memories and this feeling so clear, so strong. I was so excited. I was so nervous. I was so happy. I was so thankful because I prayed for 7 years and I prepared myself to be there. So I didn't have any fear. I was excited with the culture. I was excited about the food. I was excited about the way I have to dress. The only thing that was uncomfortable was because as I didn't know English, I need to depend on other Brazilians to translate all the time, to help. And it's kind of hard. And I had bad experiences with my daughter. She was 3 years old. It's another talk to talk about the culture, how the schools work there, but they beat kids a lot in school. And for them, it's right, it's okay. So it was hard for me. So it was painful, but about the country, the food, the people, I was excited. I felt I was arriving home. So I was ready for rock and roll. I was, woohoo, I'm here. So it was amazing.
And
Well, thank you so
Cida,
much.
okay, sorry. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Vera. So that I have a question. I don't know if everybody here already watched the movie, has watched the movie called Slumdog Millionaire. Quem quer ser um milionário? And it shows something about the child trafficking. And I have read in your CV that you work about this issue, child trafficking. Could you tell us something about this only that happens in India, if it's true or not?
Yes. Sadly, it's something that happens in India a lot. It's a big issue. The human traffic and the prostitution is these two big issues in India because they traffic women, especially kids,
Oh,
for use for sale in the prostitution. They have big places where they have minors there. Uh, and it's something very, very, um, how I could say, it's big, it happens, it's real. The human trafficking in India is strong and they take girls from Nepal, other countries around nearby. There is even a documentary very good that I can give you guys because they have a subtitle in Portuguese. It's not legalized by the law, but it's same as Brazil. You know, the police they get some money and it will be okay. And they have place with more than 25,000 millions or whatever uh, prostitutes. It's really, really big. It's crazy the way they work. But as a foreigner, we can't be showing ourselves that much. You know, it's dangerous for us, and somehow we can go against the the politics and the law as a foreigners. So it's not that easy. So somehow we work behind the stage, you know, we work behind the Indians. We give the support, we give the strategies, sometimes we give the financials, we prepare, we train them, and we work with some other organization, with some of the police as well. So we go to place where we train people, we alert them about the reality, how it happens. But yes, that's true, and that happens and happens a lot in India, especially with girls, because for Indians, the women, they don't have any value for the culture. The woman is just heavy for them. So the families, most of them, when they have girls, they kill the girls. They still have this kind of things happening. So yeah, I'm not saying that all the families they do this, but it happens and happens a lot. Yeah. So the human traffic is something real in India.
wow.
Yeah. It's sad, no, but it's
It's sad,
happens.
so sad.
They have a place where I have been. It's a prostitution place where small kids are there walking, you know, in like all the streets there is only prostitutes and they are there working and the kids are running, going inside, coming out. Sometimes they just put the kids to sleep under the bed that the mothers are working. So through this we can also realize how the abuse, the sexual abuse starts so early with those kids, no? Boys and girls.
It's a bad
we,
one.
ne- we never we never associate India because when what the media says about India, it's a cool country where people do the meditation, people go there
Yeah.
to, you know,
Yeah.
all the mantras and all, but the reality is completely different. We can live India very crazy. There is
And
no
Is it
peace at
dangerous
all.
for foreigners?
A lot. They tried to steal my daughter twice in India when she was small. My
This is
son also, I had a problem at the
They
hospital
tried
because
for it.
they tried to steal, to take her from us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm,
and
my gosh.
in this work you have helped a lot of kids now,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and girls or boys too. And these children that you helped continue in the right life now, or they return this life again.
See, we work there with some other organization like orphanages. There
Mhm.
is many foreigners, especially Christians. They come from other countries. They open like orphanage and a house, and they work closely with the country, with the police to get all the papers and all the to do things right. And so they open the place to receive those kids. So we work together with them there. I don't take the kids to stay with me. We take the kids from that place and we send them to other organizations.
Mhm.
So most of them, we don't have a contact. We don't know what happens with them. But I know some of them that they still good. They, one girl, for example, I helped to prepare her for her wedding. She came to this place when she was small and she grew up there. Now she's married. She has a husband and kids and they are studying. Yeah, so most of them, they still in those places. Of course, when they grow up, it's like Brazil. When they reach some age, they have to, you know, to live by they want somehow, find job and all, but of this crazy world.
Exactly. So, Cida, I change up subject a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh, all of us know that we Brazilians are extremely happy. You know, most of us are extremely happy, extremely funny. And when you got over there, how did you get involved with the community? You know, how do you describe the people from India?
Yeah, they are very friendly. They love to know about your life. They ask things like, do you work? How much is your salary? Oh, your money coming from Brazil? How much is it? They are too much. They ask things that's very personal for us. They ask, how much do you pay in your rent? No, for your house. How much do you pay? They love to invite us to their house to have a meal, to eat together. So I had many friends from different religions, Muslims, Hindus, and you know the best food are the Muslim people. When they invited for weddings, the weddings are like 3-4 days party. We have a party
Oh,
3 days.
3 days.
And yeah, so it's
Wow.
wow, it's amazing. But the Indian people, they are very friendly. They are very open. They like to talk. They like to know about your life. They love to have a self with you. They want to take photos and they want to show everybody that they have a foreigner friend. Yeah, so they're,
Really?
yes, they are amazing. I didn't have a problem because also I'm very friendly. I love to talk and so it was
Well,
fine.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I
Ida,
agree. I agree.
I have a question for you. We are talking about culture, the religion, marriage, the weddings, and
Mm.
I have an Indian friend, and he told me that in India there are lots of religion conflicts. What is your perception about religion diversity in India?
Yes. One advice, be careful with those Indian friends that you guys met on the internet. Huh? They are not comfortable. Please open your eyes.
Okay.
Uh,
Most of them are scammers.
they want a free passport to Brazil, and they know that a good way to get a passport is
Yeah,
to
I know that.
marry a foreigner. And I have many
Yeah.
Brazilians and from the countries married with Indians. Between the Hindus they fight with everybody. They fight over some part of a place in India, the Kashmir. It's more close to the
Uh-huh.
Himalayas. Oh, yeah. So they fight against that place. So the
Yeah.
fight is the Hindus and the Muslims. So there is this big issue. The issue is not actually because of the religions or their believers, but it's because of the area,
Mm.
the land that they want. They still fighting for that.
Okay.
Yeah. But somehow, for example, in Brazil, here and there, we have this issue between like Catholics and evangelics, but in India, no, we all work together. We help each other because there we are one. You know, we are all Christians. We believe
Mm.
in Jesus. And the Hindus, they believe in many
Mm.
gods. And the Muslims, they believe in Mahomet. So, you know, we don't have this division. But
In God.
yeah, we believe in Jesus and that's all for Christians. We help each other, we work together, and that's awesome. But the biggest things inside the conflicts, it's not fighting for the religion because Muslims, they don't accept this change, you know, from the religion. But we had in 2009 a big
Sorry,
issue.
this last part. I didn't get this last part. You told us about the Muslims.
Muslim,
This is not up to.
when they change the religion, for example, if they don't want to be a Muslims
Uh-huh.
anymore, if they want to become a Hindu, Buddhist, or Christians, their family they don't
Okay.
accept. Yeah, so the family they reject
Okay.
this Muslim one. Yeah, but we had a big issue in India in 2009. I was
I
there
got it.
with the Christians. We have a lot of
Mhm.
persecution, and they killed millions of Christians. When I say Christians, it's from Catholics or, you know, many churches, they put fire. I went to one place there to work with those people. I stayed there for 9 days. They have no place to live. They had no food. They have no water. They lost many relatives. Some them there. We had lots of orphans because they lost their parents that was killed in this persecution. So we had the opportunity to work with this in many orphanages with kids sick, and we get some medicines and food and clothes, whatever we could help them. So this is the situation inside.
Okay.
All right. So, do you have one more question?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me ask
Me too.
you. Let me ask you one more question. Okay. So I know that you have
Yeah.
experienced many great things over there. You know. So let me ask you a question. What was the most surprising thing you did or saw over there? Do you remember something that you felt extremely surprised? Oh my gosh!
Something that I did,
Yeah,
like
sure.
for example, a place
Yeah,
I visited.
sure.
There is two places I wanted to know in India. One was Calcutta. I wanted to visit Mother Teresa's house, the place she lived, and the history. So I had the opportunity to be there, to visit the place, to see the letters, the history, and everything that she did. There is lots of things, no? In the room that she lived when she was alive. So I had the opportunity to visit her house, her place, and the nuns is still there working. The legacy is still there. So it was amazing. I had this no big dream to know about her history and the place. So I went there. And the other place I wanted to go was to Varanasi, where there is the Hill Ganges. So I had the opportunity to be in that river and to see the place. And I saw some bodies putting fires, but not inside the river. The river was very clean. It was actually very beautiful. The architecture from outside, I went in the sunset. So it was amazing the way the culture, the things they do there. I love this history things and architectures, different things. I like this kind of things. So I was very excited when I had the opportunity to be there because it's far and it's not that much cheaper to travel, go here and there, and it's a place where I couldn't bring my kids. How I was supposed to go to river to that river with two small kids to see bodies, dead bodies, and whatever. So I went with some other Brazilian friends, and we had this opportunity. So I was amazed by this opportunity to be there.
Interesting that this idea that I had of India, it was a place where only meditation, only poor people like this, and the river, they fired of body and put it through inside the river. It's not true.
No, they use it to do that a lot. But now, from few years from now, the government is changed somehow.
Oh,
So they
thanks.
started to change to clean the river. So
Uh,
when I was in the river, the guy who was with us, he started do the marriage between a child and an old man. Those things still happens, but more in small cities, in the villages.
yeah, yeah.
They call villages that's far from the big cities, the big centers. So especially in those places, the kind of things that is very strong in the culture, they still happen. But they are
Oh,
changed a little bit here and there.
thanks.
Cida,
I'd like to ask
I
you some.
go ahead.
I'd like to ask you some questions. Um, we know that before, long time ago, Pakistan country was attached to India, and after a time it got separated. So we have today two countries, India and Pakistan. And I already read on the internet, I don't know if it's true, that Pakistani people can't go to India and Indian people can't go to Pakistan. Is it true?
Yeah, it happens because there is this conflict because of the land. They still fighting because Indian says that Pakistan belongs to India and Pakistan doesn't want to belong to India, and they still fighting. I will not say that they never go to each other's country, but I would say that it's more difficult for them to get a visa. For example, just get a visa to do a tourism, it will not be that easy. But if they go for a job or something important, if they are someone important, and it will be more easy for them to get a visa. But it's difficult for them to go to each other's country because the countries they don't have a good relationship. For example, for us, most of the countries
Okay.
it's easy for us to get a visa because Brazil have a good relationship. But
Yeah.
between them there, they don't have and they still fighting. There is an area where they still have all this arm to protect because they try to, to fight, and there is a big conflict. There is this history, that when the people came from Pakistan and they killed many people in Mumbai. You guys heard about? They went to the Taj Hotel, they killed lots of people, and they went to the station, they killed lots of people as well. These guys came from Pakistan. It was a crazy situation in India. It happened in
Okay, thank you.
2008, I guess. Yeah.
And Deborah, ask a question, please.
Open your mouth.
Yeah, ask a question. Go ahead, try.
Yes. Thank you. I want to go everywhere. I I just need one thing. I just need money. Yes. Yeah, I love to watch some American shows that's called ID, Criminal Investigation. I love to watch it because I'm passionate about the minds. I'm a counselor, so I work a little bit with this and study. So I have some experience with that, and I love to understand people's mind and how it works and what's behind the action, why they did this and that, you know. Yeah, so I love to watch those kind of things. It sounds crazy, but I really can stay hours just watching how they will solve the crimes, what happened, who did this and that. So it's something that I do almost every day.